Good morning, boys and girls of the internet. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day. So this right here is today's project. So, what the hell did I just say? Project. Today's project. And what I've done is I bought the cheapest pull behind finishing mower on Facebook Marketplace that I could find. So the weather's still not ready to be even anywhere remotely close to using one of these bad boys. However, I've been seeing these things pop up periodically on Marketplace, and I really wanted one. This is the Swisher brand, so it's a better brand, but also this one is a 60-inch cut. This is larger than anything I've got at the moment. Zero turn included. So this is going to be super nice. These you can pull beside the mower or dead behind it by hooking this attachment bar here. And so my plan with this is over here at the farm. There's a lot of grass to cut during the summer. And I've got this GT3000 that I picked up for free off the side of the road. And I'm not entirely sure how big this cutting deck is. I'm gonna say 46, 50 inches, something like that. It's 3-blade and it's electric PTO. So probably somewhere between 46 and 50-inch cut. So the fact that I can hook behind this and add another 60 inches of cut, that's gonna make this year cutting. It's gonna cut the time in half. Ha 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 ha. So punny. But this one has the 23 horse Kohler on it. And this thing literally on the side of the road, it had a big white piece of paper taped to it that said free, it runs. And see, there's part of the blue tape that they used to tape the piece of paper to the side of the tractor, and the other piece of tape was down there. It said it was white piece of paper, free, it runs. The key was missing, the battery was dead, and 2 tires were flat. And I didn't even put a battery in it. I just put a jump box on it. It had gas in it. I found a key, spun it over, fired right up, blades engaged. The deck's pretty banged up. I'm gonna get my buddy Dylan we're gonna bend some rebar, and I'm gonna weld some rebar around this just to kind of reinforce it. This is a pretty solid deck. The GT3000s were they were not a commercial mower, but they were more heavy duty than the regular lawnmowers, like the LT1000s of the same era. This one has a 6-speed transmission. It's got 3 forward gears with a high and a low gearbox, which is also really good. It does not have the hydrostatic, which I'm not too terribly a fan of. And this also has the implication for the quick 3-point hitch or the old style manual 3-point hitch, like what is on my 67 Sears tractor right here. And I just picked up these wide ag tires and these wheel weights from a buddy of mine over here in North Carolina. Gave me a good deal on them, and also got the pull behind the little scrape blade for it as well. So I'm pretty tickled about this setup. That tire keeps leaking down. I got to slime it. That one seems to hold okay. But I used this for probably 4 hours the other night, just non-stop running it. And this machine did fantastic, except for it keeps jumping a belt. I'm missing some of the brackets that help guide the belt. So I found a tensioner pulley off of a Ford, one of the little flat ones. There's no V-cut in it. And I was able to use a factory bolt hole on the frame right here. There's a metal plate that covers all this so you can't see it. And I was able to adapt the tensioner right there to give me some extra grip, eliminate belt slip, and keep it from jumping. And this thing just became a monster. So super tickled with that. And then we've got the other Sears. This is a 79, 80-ish model. This is actually a Roper branded tractor, but it's still a Sears, like a Suburban. 6-speed gearbox, high and low. This one runs. I repowered it with a Predator. And this thing runs really good. Just a little 8-horsepower Predator. And I got the push plow on this one and some rotors for some extra weight. But those wheels that I put on that one were supposed to go on this bad boy, but then the bolts started breaking off on the hub. So there's the wheels off of that one, and now I'm gonna have to take the hub off of this one if I can get it off, and take a hub from that GT18 and put it on this one. So there's where I'm at with that. Now back to the pull behind topic of the video. I've done nothing but put this booster pack on it. I have not spun it over or anything yet. Right off the bat, I did try to turn it by hand. It turned and then it pumped oil out. That's when I noticed the dipstick was missing. And I had a parts motor here that I took to the scrapyard the other day, but luckily I didn't take the motor. I didn't throw the motor in the scrap pile because it's got a brand new starter on it, and I forgot to take that off. But sadly, the dipstick was missing. So I had to go to my hoard and borrow a dipstick from another tractor, and I'll show you that in a minute. But there's our dipsticks. We're gonna put this on there, and it still has oil in it. It doesn't look like any water got in it yet. It probably came off or something while I was going down the road. I really don't know. But the oil looked good. There's no gas in the tank, so we're gonna put gas in it, turn the booster pack on, bolt this guy down, spin it over, and see what happens. All right, so our dipstick is bolted down. Gas tank looks to be pretty much bone dry, except for maybe where I opened it up when it was misting earlier and got a couple drops in there. Shouldn't be a big deal. I'm gonna probably pull this carb and clean it anyway. So let's dump some gas in it and see what happens. All right, so there is some gas in the tank. I'm hoping that's enough to do something. I might have to put some more in there. Hopefully that'll work. Jumper pack is on. So this is the disengaged part for the blades. Choke is all the way up. Let's just see what happens. So I'm not hearing anything. Not a click. Nothing. Interesting solenoid setup there. There's some tape on these wires. Someone's probably been in it. There was a secondary fuel or a shutoff that is no longer connected. Let's dig in a little bit. All right, so pulling these covers off looks just like a standard solenoid. Let's see if we can jump it. Oh, yep. Okay, so the motor turns. Oh, wow. Wow. Holy shit. I'm kind of shooken. That was really, really easy. Oh my God. Okay. Even the neighbor kids are excited for me. How about that? I'll be damned. Okay. Well, that was a short-lived video. I thought we'd get to do some tearing into this thing, but that was choke off and low idle. I don't think I'm gonna have to touch this carburetor. I'm thinking we're gonna change the motor oil. I might change that fuel filter. And then I guess we'll just run it. We do have some flat tires, so I guess let's move on to seeing if we can get... Wait a minute, let's see if this works now. Nope, okay, so... Still probably needs a solenoid, but that's okay. Wow. Okay, cool. So let's move on to the tire situation. So right off the roof this morning, Busted an air hose, had to put a patch in it because I'm not driving all the way to, well, anywhere to get an air hose today. So I just patched it with some double-ended barb fitting. Let's see if it's got a tube in it or not. Nope, no tube. So because she's popped off the bead, what we really need to do is get this machine jacked up so that we can pull on it. Now, I might be able to do that if I can find somewhere to set the camera. Hopefully you guys can see that. Let's see if I can push this over and start the bead. Nope. And I dropped the camera. So I didn't even get the shot, of course. That didn't work. We're just gonna have to get it jacked up. So, somewhere I've got an aluminum floor jack. Let me go find it. All right, once I got the floor jack underneath it, it only took a second to get it coaxed back up on the bead. However, you can see a lot of dry cracks in them, but it's holding there. So we're just gonna let that sit. That one's okay. I topped off this one, and I topped off that one. Those were still on the bead. They were just low. I can just slime it. It's not like these things are real fast, so I'm not worried about that. I am tickled that it started, though. Now we're gonna have to get it unloaded so that we can move it across the yard. That might be part 2, though. Part 1 might just be this right here. I know I've earned myself a beverage. It's nice and, well, it's time for a beverage. Oh, hold on a second. I'm sorry. I can't drink that Coca-Cola, you know, their current bouts, whatever they decided to say, you know, whatever. There we go. That's more like it. Whew. Can't drink Coke, you know. Whoops. Anyway, so I think that's going to be the end of this one. So this is a Swisher model T13560. That's what it looks like. Manufactured in Warrensburg, Montana. Well, yeah, so I guess the next video I'm going to get this thing unloaded. We'll hook it behind one of the tractors and we'll see what she'll do. Cool beans. All right, guys, well, I guess we'll catch you in the next one then. Thanks for watching. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think about the cheapest pull behind finishing mower I could find on Marketplace. Sweet.